And how important is free throw shooting? Well, if the Lakers were to win the title, for instance, they would be the only team to ever win with a free throw shooting percentage that low. You've got to hit free throws in the playoffs. 12-10 Portland. Van Exel. He only had 2 points in game number 3 and also didn't play at the end of the game. And Exel trying to work on the smaller Damon Stoudemire. Shot clock to 15. Rick Fox working on Walt Williams. He's fouled. 11 on the shot clock when the foul was committed. 4:58 to go first period. Hope you enjoyed the New York-Miami ball game, joined in progress out here because of the extension of that game, the close game, and of course, the Stoudemire, who came up really big in the fourth quarter for Portland in the win on Tuesday night, gets it inside to Rasheed Wallace. That's usually money, but Wallace has missed 2 of those shots down there. Wallace with the save. Rick Fox comes up over the back. Van Exel to Ori. Both Isaiah Ryder and Rick Fox went into the expensive baseline seats. Both are okay.
The Lakers pressuring the ball, doing a good job. That was nice hustle by Rick Fox. Lakers trying to stay in this game with a little bit of hustle.
Portland has not scored in the last 2.5 minutes, and that's an offensive foul on Rasheed Wallace. Lakers have taken the lead 13-12. Both teams not exactly sure what to do with the other one here. The Lakers won 2 in Los Angeles. Portland came here, stayed away from Shaq, gave him 22 first-half points in game number 3. Here they seem to be playing Shaq tighter, but they're now down 3 points. It's a 7-0 run in the last 3 minutes, 10 seconds for the Blazers.
Bob, what I see are the Lakers trying very hard to get everybody involved in this game offensively. In game 3, they went into Shaq. Shaq carried them, but consequently, the other players stopped playing. The Lakers have to continue playing even when Shaq's doing his thing.
13 seconds on the shot clock. I said Blazers. Isaiah Ryder, who had 10 rebounds, by the way, clearly outplaying Eddie Jones in game 3. Cato took his time getting the ball up. We had a shot clock buzzer go off. Let's see what the officials will decide here. Fouls on Corey Blunt.
Stoudemire always making things happen, gets in there quick, and Corey Blunt, nice block, and he has to come back because he didn't get it and foul Cato. Good play by Corey Blunt, just good hustle in the paint. The Portland Trailblazers started the game off going well. 8 of their first 12 points was inside. Since then, the Lakers have really caught up and getting into their game plan. I see right now the Lakers going away from Shaq and trying to get everybody involved offensively.
Shaq with the last basket. That shot is blocked, and the Lakers try to run. Van Exel and Kobe Bryant make early appearances in this game. They did not play in crunch time the other night. Into Shaquille, he gets the basket and 1. LA prior to that play had 7 assists on their last 8 baskets. Usually when that's going, you got a team that's playing the way they want to play. The Blazers cannot throw it into the river. No field goals in the last 3 minutes, 50 seconds. Shaquille 13 of his last 35 free throws until he hit that one. He's now 14 of 36 in this free throw in this series, and the Lakers are on a 12-1 run. Portland now 4 minutes without a field goal. Rasheed Wallace. He has had a nightmare. That's his 5th miss tonight. Lakers by 7 points. Portland had led 12-4. Ryder knocks it out of bounds. 2:24 to go in the period.
The Lakers have much better ball movement tonight, Bob, than they did in game 3. Game 3 was really dominated in the first half by Shaquille, getting the ball in the post so many times. Tonight, making a concerted effort to get everyone involved. 7
on the shot clock. Inside to Corey Blunt. Nice pass, Nick Van Exel.
And I love that play because they brought Shaq all the way out by the 3-point line so they could work some offense for some other guys. Corey Blunt on a nice little backdoor by Nick Van Exel.
The Los Angeles Lakers up 22-13. Portland 0 for 7 from the floor since Arvydas Sabonis picked up his 2nd foul and had to leave the game. Isaiah Ryder just barely drawing iron, run down by Walt Williams. They need to get the ball in the hands of Walt Williams. He's their shooter out there, and he hasn't had an opportunity. Nearly stolen Fox controlling it behind the back. O'Neal and one. Nice play, Fox, and excellent concentration from the big fella.
That was tremendous. The one thing done, Rick Fox on a nice little behind the back. And look at the big fella balancing with those big shoes on.
And Shaquille O'Neal goes to the free throw line tonight. This will be his 5th free throw attempt. He is 1 of 4 from the line, but already Shaq has 11 points. Eddie Jones, 16-1 Lakers run over the last 6.5 minutes. We are at the 1.5-minute mark of quarter number 1 from the Rose Garden.
Little combination of Blazers not really knowing what's going on offensively, and the Lakers playing pretty good middle-sized defense.
Brian Grant working it inside. That's the first field goal since Kobe Bryant was a sophomore in high school. It was over 4 minutes. They've missed 9 straight. Here is Kobe from long range. Brian Grant, who did a whale of a job rebounding the ball in game 3, got that board. Stoudemire's put up 3. That's a 2. He steps on the line. 24-17 LA with a minute to go in the first period. Nick Van Exel looking livelier tonight. Sometimes Nick Van Exel, even if he's got his heart in the game, has problems with that left knee. Doesn't appear to have it tonight. That's another Van Exel assist and another easy basket for Shaquille O'Neal.
Also, that was a zone should have been called on that. You had Walt Williams and Grant both guarding Shaq before the ball was delivered.
Shaquille with 13 points in this first period. Stoudemire, he was very dangerous. Look at that tip by Kevin Cato. Great leap, bad tip is what I should say.
Nick Van Exel in great control of this game right now. Dunleavy called him the wild card. He can shoot you in and shoot you out. Certainly a guy that is a tempo changer coming off the bench, and you have to give him a lot of credit, Bob, because he was going to be put back into the starting lineup and told the coach, no, we're doing well. Let's keep him coming off the bench as you see him driving to the bucket, making things happen.
Nick Van Exel came in very early for Derek Fisher and has 4 points here. He's 2 of 4 shooting. Ryder, how did he make that go down?
Oh, my.
28-19 at the end of the first period. The Lakers hold Portland to only 19 points. Portland went nearly 6 minutes without a field goal. However, that man was very busy. 13 points, has not missed.
All over the place.
Portland had 12 points the first 5 minutes. Sabonis picked up his second foul, had to go out. Then in that 7-12 while he was on the bench, Portland could score only 7 points. As Brian Grant misses inside, Sabonis now back on the floor for the Portland Trailblazers as they are down 28-19. Nobody playing defense on Eldon Campbell.
Another miscommunication defensively for the Portland Trailblazers off of a pick and roll. Anytime you make a switch, you have to key on the roll guy. He's the most dangerous person because he's going to the hole.
Stoudemire's going for the 3. Got it. 30-22. Lakers by 8, 11-12 to go in the first half. Damon Stoudemire has 7 in the game. In that first 5 minutes that I told you Portland scored 12 points, 6 of those came from Sabonis. Let's see if Portland tries to get the ball in his hands again. 7 on the shot clock. Bryant trying to beat Williams on the drive, did, but missed the shot. Sabonis with the rebound, that's his 3rd. Stoudemire pulling up, hitting it, that's a 2. Damn it, Stoudemire has 9 tonight.
9 points, Mighty Mike with a softy lefty from all over the place here.
One of the smaller players in the league at 5'10". Nick Van Exel tries to answer. Blunt is there, nobody blocked him out. Got the offensive board and put it back in. Remember, in game 3 that the Blazers won, Portland out-rebounded Los Angeles 52-38.
And Corey Blunt, with his rebounds per minute, he's a good guy to have in there to try to beef up that rebounding situation. The Lakers might go big a lot more tonight to try to stop that rebounding problem.
Walt Williams, mid-range jumper. Tried to bank shot. Tip back up and in. Brian Grant. Look what I found.
I know it. All I can say is nice hands.
9:50 to go in the half. Kobe Bryant gets past Walt Williams. Walt Williams has no chance playing Bryant off the dribble.
Well, I tell you what, the Lakers, one of the best teams in the league, at taking it off the dribble. That's why in game 2, the Blazers was in such bad foul trouble because they were allowing the Lakers to get to the hole just like that.
Stoudemire with the penetration. That leaves that mid-range jumper to Sabonis. Ryder runs down the loose ball. Finger roll, it'll fall. Isaiah Ryder with 4 points in the game. It's 34-28. Van Exel quickly back to the rack.
Incredibly bad defense by the Blazers. The Lakers are getting any shot they want. Sabonis standing back there looked like an MP directing traffic.
Isaiah Ryder has it blocked by Bryant, who wanted to run out on the break. Kobe Bryant beating Walt Williams.
Kobe Bryant always very exciting. Sometimes gets himself in trouble, but right here, when he's good, and he can finish with the best of them.
On suspension.
Bob, you know, that's just really stupid for that to happen at that point in the game. No question. And I tell you what, those two players are going to be kicked out, and Van Gundy should be kicked out also for grabbing Alonzo Mourning by the leg and let him thrash him all out on the ground.
End-to-end, Sabonis goes to the reverse and misses it. Brian Grant is there like he's been through this series. Isaiah Ryder gets the offensive board. Arvydas Sabonis, he misses it too. Can you believe the shooting? The poor shooting. On that series, 4 offensive rebounds.
Oh, no.
That's an offensive foul.
That's a tough call.
36-28 Lakers, 8:22 to go in the period. The third on Eddie Jones.
Eddie Jones really worried about Walt Williams being in the circle. It was close, but very good defense by Walt Williams, giving up his body on a sure, inspirational layup by Eddie Jones.
Eddie Jones begging to stay in the game. He was pleading with Del Harris, but with his third, out he goes. Rick Fox on the floor, Kobe Bryant, Eldon Campbell, Shaquille O'Neal, and Nick Van Exel. 10 to shoot. That's Stoudemire hurt, showing that up. 8:04 to go in the half. 36-28, Lakers by 8.
Nick Van Exel playing much better basketball tonight than he did in Game 3. Better control of the team, offensively getting it done, making things happen, and then defensively staying up in Stoudemire, giving him some defensive help.
Nice pass inside by Shaquille to Eldon Campbell. We're going to get the foul on Walt Williams. That's his third. 3 quick fouls for Williams, which by 10, 7:44 to go in the half. Lakers hoping to win this game and go on back to LA or get ready to play the winner of the Seattle-Minnesota series. As you know, Minnesota up 2 games to 1 in that series. If you wanted to flip over and check it anytime, they're in action on TBS here tonight. Van Exel on the drive. Sabonis losing it out of bounds with 7:22 to go in the half. And now Portland, they have just not been able to shoot tonight, Reggie. 6 straight misses again. They had 9 straight misses at one point just about 5 minutes ago.
And some of that, the great defense by the Lakers, but also from the free throw line, only 1 for 3.
Rasheed Wallace gets back in for Walt Williams. Shaq hasn't missed tonight until then. Eldon Campbell's there for the offensive board. That twin tower, so to speak, of Eldon Campbell and Shaquille O'Neal. That's a lot of beef.
Well, that's what we talked about. The Lakers might go a little bit bigger, a little longer tonight to make sure they don't have such a crazy deficit rebounding as they did in Game 3.
Gary Grant comes up short after the would-be assist from Isaiah Ryder, and the Lakers have their biggest lead of 12. Kobe Bryant penetrating. Shaquille O'Neal is fouled again.
And how many times are they going to allow the Lakers to get down the lane and make things happen? Kobe Bryant really shaking well, getting it over to Shaq. Shaq going back. He gets to the extent of his leap.
The crowd just really sitting on their hands here. Sabonis tried the hook. Kobe Bryant got a piece of it. Now a Laker foul.
And the Lakers really doing a great job defensively, but Kobe Bryant, Shaq on the pass. Now watch Kobe when he gets to the extent of his jump right there. Look at him move it around and end up shooting that ball on the way down. That is very Michael Air Jordanish.
Stacey Augmon, who just entered the game, goes to the line to shoot 2. Van Exel picked up the personal foul. Stacey has never been a very good free throw shooter, only 60% on the year. NBA playoffs continue tomorrow night right here on TNT at 7 Eastern. The Hornets try to close out the Hawks in Game 4 of that series. Then at 9:30 Eastern, It's game 4 between the Jazz and the Rockets. The Rockets have the Jazz playing the Blues.
Oh.
44-29. Lakers, 5:40 to go, first half. Campbell with the turnover. Stoudemire to Augmon. They had a 3-on-1 break, and Augmon brings it out. That's for you to tell me why he did that, Reggie. Here's Stoudemire.
Scared?
He's a UNLV guy. You don't want to say that.
Scared.
You're going with it anyway. I like your candor. Like
that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Like they said in the big Sports Illustrated article on you this week. We are at the Rose Garden in Portland, Oregon. This is game 4, the first round matchup between Los Angeles and Portland. Along with D. Lynam, Reggie Theus, this is Bob Neal. The Portland Trailblazers got out to a 12-4 lead. However, at that point, Sabonis picked up his second foul, and the Trailblazers have been out of sync since, even though Sabonis is back out on the floor. And the crowd, as you can tell, I'm sure, is really out of this. Stoudemire draws Shaq out, passes it into Sabonis, who missed the shot. I can't tell you how many point-blank shots Portland has missed down there, but Brian Grant, due to his effort, will go to the line.
But look at the effort defensively in the paint by the Lakers. Every one of the Laker players down in the paint trying to get a hand up in the shooter's face. Nice effort by Brian Grant, but the Lakers swarming defensively.
You see on the Nike halftime report coming up, Ernie Johnson will update that melee between the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks, and also talk about the brackets as they are going through tonight. You saw there just a moment before that Seattle is leading Minnesota late in that ball game.
That's incredible. Look at the difference in the rebounding. +5, +5, +14. That is incredible.
Brian Grant gets the free throws. It is 44-31 with 4:37 to go in the half. There's the rebound margin for you. And Portland, historically, one of the top 5 rebounding teams in the NBA for the last 5 years.
And never having one guy that really is a monster rebounding. They gang rebound. It's a total team effort.
Rick Fox feeling it tonight like he did in game 2 down in Los Angeles. Rick has 8. 47-31, 16-point Los Angeles lead with 4 minutes to go in the half. The big point here is that the Blazers have scored only 31 points. Sabonis gets his first bucket since early, at about the 4-minute mark, actually, of the first quarter. Kobe flirting with a turnover, but controls to Derek Fisher. Kobe working on Isaiah Ryder.
Oh, nice.
Kobe Bryant starting to get in some rhythm. He has hit his last 3 buckets and now has 6 points in this game.
You can always tell Kobe Bryant is so offensive-minded. When he gets the ball, you almost think he thinks he can score every single time.
Stoudemire with a ball fake, then the jump, and then the pass. Sabonis, however, missed the open jump shot. Kobe Bryant, if he gets really rolling, we've got a foul before the lay and wave off the bat. High school, he wears number 5. He and Kobe, the 2 youngest players to ever come into the NBA. Jermaine O'Neal was part of that. There's the youngster, Jermaine O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal coming into this game, making an immediate impact defensively, someplace where the Blazers haven't had anything. Get that stuff out of here, Fox, and then again, get more of it.
I want to go with
The ball game and Van Exel, which they're getting tonight for the Lakers to win this, close out Portland, and move on to round 2 and the winner of the Seattle-Minnesota series. Seattle-Minnesota playing over on TBS right now. Last we look, as Stoudemire hits the triple. Last we look, Seattle was leading by 7 in the 4th period.
And I happen to think Damon Stoudemire must love to see Nick Van Exel coming, because every time he busts him as soon as he gets in the game.
Speaking of busting, Jermaine O'Neal came in, blocked a shot, got a foul. Now he got that foul. Here's Damon Stoudemire.
Damon Stoudemire, tough to guard in any situation, but boy, he has Nick's number because he makes him shoot the jumper and he just bangs it.
Fox, who's been shooting well tonight, hesitated but hit it anyway. That's Fox's 4th jump shot. He has 10 points.
And that's great for Rick Fox because he has a tendency to pass those 17-footers up to drive to the bucket. When he's hitting those, he's really tough to deal with.
Jermaine O'Neal open underneath. Blocked twice by Ori. Now we got a jump ball. Oh, rookie. LA has 8 blocks in this first half of play.
And I tell you what, right here, I guess we could just turn around and say, welcome to the playoff, rookie. Because Robert Ori showed him how it's done in a big way. I don't like that one. Okay, take this one, and we'll jump it up.
Robert averages in the regular season 1.5 blocks a game to go with his 1.5 steals a game. He is one of the defensive stalwarts for the Los Angeles Lakers, who are an inconsistent defensive team. Sabonis has that open set shot, and Arvidas has 10 points. There you see Seattle up by 7 in the 4th, hoping to take that game back to Seattle for game 5, which would be played on Saturday.
Robert Ori from the top of the key. He starts with his defense and then comes down and gets himself into the game offensively. Big move for Robert.
Stoudemire penetrating, blocked by Kobe Bryant. Here's Nick Van Exel. Rick Fox. Bryant hammered by the other 19-year-old. Together they're only 38 years old. Minute to go in the half. O'Neal Jermaine blocks Kobe Bryant. That's the future playing basketball in front of you. 53-38 Lakers, under a minute to go. Stoudemire missed it. I don't know how many point-blank shots Portland has missed tonight. I would say 8. And 1 for Van Exel.
This is West Coast basketball, up and down, getting some defense play. Shaq with his 7th block down on the defensive end. And then, of course, right here, Nick Van Exel taking it to the hole hard. Sabonis did the right thing and the wrong thing at the same time. He stepped up. He should have just gave him all hands, but allowed the contact to come.
So Sabonis has 3 fouls for Portland Trailblazers with 3 fouls here and a technical on Sabonis and maybe a double tech. Let's wait and see. Definitely one on Sabonis and Shaquille O'Neal, we understand. It's a double technical. I was about to say Wallace, Brian Grant, Sabonis, and Walt Williams all with 3 fouls before the half for the Portland Trailblazers. Van Exel, first of all, was fouled, so he'll get to shoot his free throws before the double technicals. Kelvin Cato getting into the ball game with 46.4 to go in the half, and Arvidas Sabonis with his 3 will go to the bench. Coming up on the Nike Halftime Report, Ernie Johnson joined by special guest Kenny Smith and Orlando Magic guard Derek Harper. Oh, they were looking fine.
A lot of loud colors there.
They'll update the melee, the mini boxing match between Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson, and the near trampling of Jeff Van Gundy, the coach, in the last waning seconds of that New York win tonight, sending that game to Game 5. That series to Game 5. That'll be played on Sunday. Kelvin Cato with the 2-handed throwdown. Lakers up by 16. 26 seconds in the half.
Stoudemire trying to make some things happen. He took over in the 4th quarter of Game 3, made all kinds of great plays right there, showing you how he can make things happen for the young fellas.
Nick Van Exel with 13 seconds, about a 1.5 second difference on the shot and game clocks. 3 to shoot. Ori, he missed that by about the distance they moved the line back from last year. And we may have a foul here before the half ended. The clocks went down to 0-0.
Backcourt, but 1.3.
I thought the shot clock ran out.
Yeah, it did. The 24-second violation. There's 1.3 seconds left in the half. Del Harris offering his opinion to Ronnie Nunn. Just time for a catch and a shoot from half court. Jermaine O'Neal. LA shoots 60%, Portland shoots 33%, and thus a 56-40 Los Angeles lead, hoping to close out the Blazers here tonight and move on to round 2 of the Western Conference playoffs. Right after this, Nike halftime report in Atlanta.
Difference in tonight's game than in game 3.
There's the Seattle score. Seattle beats Minnesota 92-88, as Ernie told you just before we came back here. That means the winner of this game will play the winner of the Minnesota-Seattle game, and that series is going to go to 5 games. And game 5 will be played Saturday at Seattle.
The Lakers have a tendency to let teams back into games, so it's very important. This first 5 minutes, 6 minutes of this third quarter, very important for the Los Angeles Lakers.
A three-pointer from Arvydas Sabonis. How big is that? Well, Arvydas Sabonis struggled all year. He was only 30 of 115 from beyond the arc. Shaquille and Arvydas really bouncing each other down there on the baseline. 10 to shoot for the Lakers.
And look at the closeout by the Portland Trailblazers. Doubling hard down low and then getting out to the shooters. Very important in game 3. Could start this third quarter. It's got to be important to them now.
Portland down 11. Kobe Bryant got a piece of that. Now Kobe on the break. Or Eddie Jones. Yeah, Eddie Jones on the break. I said Kobe. Kobe played so much in the first half of play. But Eddie Jones got a piece of it and broke out on the break and got the slam dunk. There's Kobe in the first half. Kobe came in and was effective off the bench.
And the Lakers doing a great job defensively. Caused the Blazers to go through, in the first half, a couple of long droughts without scoring.
Horry playing some defense on Rasheed Wallace. Wallace has really struggled tonight. Rasheed Wallace in that first half was only 1 of 5. He's now 2 for 7 in the game.
Robert Horry a little slow getting back down into the play. Took a nice shot after that good defensive stance down there.
Shaquille O'Neal, who had his arm locked in Arvydas Sabonis, just tore it loose and then nearly tore down the hoop. 15-point Lakers lead, 9:39 to go third quarter. Lakers would advance if they hold on to win to play Seattle or Minnesota. They play game 5 on Saturday as Seattle won tonight. And Robert Horry is still smarting from getting popped. I'm not so sure whether he's hurting as much as he's really frustrated as he talks to Ken Maurer walking down court.
A lot of times when that happens, they do that on defense, but when they get back on the offensive end, every pain goes away.
Into Shaquille O'Neal again. Missed that one. Sabonis got the rebound.
That's a big man. Oh.
Stoudemire, floater.
Stoudemire keeping the Portland Trailblazers in this game. He's got an uncanny ability to get in and float the little shots up over the outreach hands of the big guys.
Shaquille and Sabonis are doing the international waltz down there. Rick Fox, that mid-range jumper, about a 17-footer.
And that's where the Lakers have to make them pay. Anytime they double-team or triple-team Shaq in the fourth quarter last game, they weren't getting that 17-footer. Tonight, Rick Fox has hit plenty of them for the Lakers.
He's 5 of 8, has 12 points. Isaiah Ryder. Deep post-up for Brian Grant, who turns around and does kind of a mini Shaquille on that one. He got posted in really deep, and a good entry pass from Stoudemire and the two-handed jam. It's still a 13-point Laker lead. Fox, same spot, not this time. Portland ball, off Shaquille O'Neal. I'm just wondering, I'm not sure that Shaquille has enough passion about playing against Arvydas Sabonis that there'd be anything, but these two really are wrestling down there on the baseline.
Well, they're two big guys, and Sabonis tonight is laying a lot of meat on Shaq, holding him quite often. Shaq trying to get him off of him.
Sabonis inside of Rasheed Wallace, tries to go to the reverse, draws the foul.
Haven't seen Rasheed be offensive-minded in 2 games here. They could really use his offense down on the low post.
Yeah, he's only 2. 62-49, still 13-point game. 7:47 to go, third quarter. Derek Fisher to Shaquille. further from the basket than he wants to be. Tried to find Jones. Ryder with a nice swipe. Ill-advised pass from Shaq. Sabonis feeds Rasheed Wallace. Give the assist to Arvydas and the bucket to Rasheed.
Nice ball movement, nice defense by the Blazers, taking Shaq way out, and then Sabonis finding Wallace. He's got to get in this game offensively to get the Blazers back.
There's another bad pass by Fisher. Ryder comes up with his second consecutive steal and makes him pay with a lay-in. It's the closest that Portland has been since midway in the second period. They are now down 9 with 7:05 to go in the third. The Lakers get a timeout.
Sabonis known for his passing ability right there. Nice touch underhand, and then the quick dunk by Wallace. Ryder on the little floater down low. Look at him go underneath Eddie Jones' hands for the nice little picture-perfect layup. A pass right there. Couldn't do anything with it. And that turned into a Blazer bucket. Took the Blazers on a 6-0 run. You see the passing of the Blazers and the quick dunk. And then, of course, they came right back and turned it over again. Gave the Blazers that mini run there. And it's the same thing that happened to him, Bob, in the first quarter.
Except for those two careless stretches, only 4 LA turnovers in 26 minutes. Portland turnovers.
But a lot of times the things that happen, it's the timing. They don't want to turn the ball over early in this third quarter because the Lakers have a tendency to let teams back in just like that.
Isaiah Ryder gets the offside miss from Shaquille. And a chance. As a foul on Brian Grant. Brian Grant will draw the foul and go to the line. Chance to cut it to 8. That's on Horry, his third. Let's see the final from the Indiana-Cleveland game. There's the Miami-New York final. Indiana moves on to the second round. New York, Miami go to game 5.
There's no question. And just like that, we have almost an 8-point ball game. And the problem with that is see how quickly it turns the table, Bob. You get a couple of turnovers, and then all of a sudden the Lakers need that bucket to calm this crowd down and take the momentum. They shoot a bad shot, Shaq misses, and they come down to get free throws. NBA basketball can turn so quickly on you. You are never out of a basketball game.
Brian Grant, who is a very quiet, effective player, got the roll on the first one. Bryant has 6 points here. And got both of the free throws that time. And it is now a 7-point Los Angeles lead with 6:35 to go in the third quarter. LA only 3 out of 8 from the field in this period. Stoudemire defending Van Exel. 8 on the shot clock. Eddie Jones into Shaq. There's the double team. No problem. He goes anytime the double team comes high. Shaquille has that ability on either side of the block to go down to the baseline quickly and get the lay-in.
And the Lakers come out trying to get the tempo in their favor, come out with a little three-quarter court trap. In game 3, they put that trap on 6 times, and the Blazers scored on it every time.
Sabonis misses from 3. Rebound, Brian Grant. I love the way this man plays basketball. He has 14 points in this ball game and 9 rebounds, 5 offensive boards.
Bob, why wouldn't you love him? The way he plays, gets the ball off the board. You don't have to call a lot of plays for him, and he's doing all the dirty work.
Shaquille just ran right over Brian Grant, who stepped in and caused the LA turnover, traveling on Shaquille O'Neal.
Tremendous defensive effort. Last time Shaq outquicked him. This time Brian Grant comes in there, makes Shaq take too many steps.
64-57. Portland crowd getting into the game really for the first time since the first 3 minutes. Wallace tries to save it. Shaq picks up the loose ball. Big turnover. 5 Portland turnovers in the ball game.
Those kind of things just kill your momentum.
Van Exel easily to the rack, but he missed the lay-in. Flipped back in and saved. Van Exel goes for the lay-in and is fouled by Sabonis. And for Sabonis, that will be foul number 4.
There is a such thing of holding your hands up and not making body contact.
That's what Sabonis is saying he did, but he made body contact.
Right there. He missed the layup, but then Eddie Jones comes up with almost another steal. Of course, the play is never dead. Right here, check him out. Middle of your screen, easy call. He said he had his hands up, but it was obvious to everyone in here on that replay. He took his hand and swung down on it. The referees will catch you every time.
4:58 to go in the third period here. Lakers now back to an 8-point lead. Some pressure here. Light though it may be.
Only to take clock off, only to get them out of their really flow of offense early.
Yeah, they're down to 8 seconds already before they get into anything. So Stoudemire doesn't even make a pass, takes the jump shot, and you can credit a lot of that to the press.
Just a little bit of pressure, just a little bit of presence out there stops the offense from going in.
4:30 to go, third quarter. Lakers could build a 10-point lead once again. Shaq too close, and you saw Arvydas Sabonis have to back away. He's carrying the 4 fouls.
Dunleavy's going to probably have to switch up because Sabonis is going to have to let Shaq get where he wants because he doesn't want to get that 5th foul. But you do remember what he said about it. He said, we may have to let Sabonis go a little longer if he gets in foul trouble.
Yeah, probably a good idea. I mean, it's now tonight or vacation time for Portland.
Exactly.
Sabonis missing. Kobe Bryant high for the rebound. But Shaq ended up with the ball anyway. 10-point LA lead. Look at the Lakers dominating the paint, 42-28. 7 to shoot. Shaquille stepped inside of Sabonis and is fouled by Brian Grant. We were talking about Sabonis, how he has to back off of Shaq with his 4 fouls.
Well, right here, right in the middle of your screen, you have to see that Sabonis right there cannot put too much on Shaq. Let Shaq get 1 step away from the basket, can do nothing about it.
Now Brian Grant has 4 personal fouls, along with Arvydas Sabonis and Shaquille O'Neal to the line. Shaq tonight, 12-point Lakers lead. Blazers had cut it to 7. Sabonis working against Shaquille O'Neal. Went for the hook, drew the foul. And Shaquille picks up his 2nd.
Wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. Sabonis, pretty solid hook shot, gets the ball, doesn't hesitate, and then goes for the, I don't know, I don't have a word for that shot, Bob.
The Jazz know that the Houston Rockets could beat them.
They don't let the old guys wake up.
They sure did. Got to travel on Van Exel. Chance for Portland to cut this lead back to 8 again on this possession. One way is for Walt Williams to get a look at the basket, but he has not had a good look at the game. He has no points, and Kobe Bryant's defending Williams. Trying to get Williams open off a curl, and Kobe Bryant's inside his jersey. 7 to shoot. Now they're trying to post Walt Williams. Still can't get in the ball. 5 to shoot. Isaiah Ryder has to throw up the prayer. Rebound Van Exel. Lost the ball, and it'll belong to Portland. And a timeout coming up. 2 minutes, 46 seconds remaining in the period. Lakers up by 10. Ryder's only 3 out of 11 from the field tonight. Rasheed Wallace tonight is now 3 of 9 from the field.
The Blazers have made up 6 points in this quarter, outscoring the Lakers 9-13. Shaq, 8 points in this quarter of the 13 of the Lakers.
Shaquille inside. Had Kelvin Cato in the game now. Remember, Arvydas Sabonis playing with 4 fouls, and Shaq has 25. Shaq is averaging a sweet 28-3, shooting 62%, with nearly 11 rebounds in this series coming into tonight's play. Stoudemire had the open look at the 3, but missed it. 2:08 to go in the third quarter.
Now you have to think with Cato guarding Shaq, they're going to have to go back to him a couple of times just to use up Cato. But of course, Nick Van Exel knifing his way down the lane off of a nice pick and roll from Shaquille O'Neal.
Nick has 12. He said, made it very public, he was very angry that Del Harris didn't play him in the final minutes of game number 3. But obviously the way to come back and make a statement about that is when he does come back in, as he's done tonight, to play as well as he has.
And that's just Nick Van Exel. He wants to play well. He wants to be out there all the time. He really didn't deserve to play in the fourth quarter because he couldn't get it done. But tonight has come out with a different focus and a different mindset, getting it done off the bench, being the tempo changer that he wants to be coming off this bench. He had his opportunity to get back in the starting lineup and decided it was best for the team for Fisher to stay starting.
Rasheed Wallace working on Corey Blunt. Rasheed is now 3 for 10. Portland, no field goals, only 2 points in the last 4:05. That is their third long dry spell tonight. Double team on Shaq. 10 to shoot, minute 18 of the period.
You got to clear that side. Fox has got to get out of the way.
Van Exel shot that with a lot of energy, I'll put it that way. Stoudemire wanted to make him pay. Dishes to Wallace, who's fouled hard by O'Neal. That'll be Shaq's third.
You always hear me say things like, I think that was a good foul. The reason being, I have to believe with Wallace not having a good game offensively, you know he was going to throw that down hard. And those are the kind of things that get players going. Good hard foul going to the bucket keeps a guy from getting into any rhythm.
They changed the foul and gave it to Nick Van Exel, who did probably reach in on the way down, but Shaquille really laid the lumber to Rasheed Wallace. So just say for Shaquille it was a free lick. 13-point Los Angeles lead. 56 seconds to go in the third quarter. Kobe Bryant's been quiet in this half. Had a good first half, however. Rick Fox. Wallace steps out. The leaner from Fox. Talk about liking games. Rick Fox, Boston's all-time steal leader, which is amazing. A lot of people don't believe that, but it's true. Tremendous defensive player, and he'll give you anything you need most nights.
What I like about him, he got a little old school in him. Uses the glass a lot.
5 points for Kelvin Cato tonight. 75-62 Lakers. 24.2 to go in the third period. If the Lakers win, they'll go on to round 2 and meet the winner of the Seattle-Minnesota series, and that won't be decided until those two teams play on Saturday in Seattle. Bryant from long range. Kobe knocks down the three. Kobe Bryant shot 34% from beyond the arc during the regular season. Rasheed Wallace couldn't throw it in the ocean within 2 feet, point-blank range, but he steps back from about 30 and hits the triple to answer Kobe Bryant. 78-65 Lakers. That's the end. That basket wouldn't count if it had gone to the hoop. That's the end of the third period with the Lakers leading it by 13. And Kobe Bryant from about 30 feet.
Look at the rotation. Anytime you get your feet together and get a good look like that, Kobe Bryant really needs that, pumping himself up. The Lakers on a nice little roll here.
Action percent of the Lakers, 59%. Well, Damon's got to be a little tired. They pressed him every time he has the ball. He hasn't had much rest.
Van Exel, the alley-oop play to Kobe Bryant. Couldn't put it down. Blazer get it back over to Stoudemire. Need to score here. They get off to a pretty good start. Into Bryant. Grant turns around, puts it up, bounces it around, not good. Long rebound to the corner, chased down by Walt Williams to Rasheed Wallace. They keep it alive. Over to Sabonis, back to Walt Williams. Walt Williams turns, stop, shoots. Backs it, it's not good. And the rebound, Kobe Bryant. Down the floor, easy two. Fox misses an easy two. Rebound, Fox. Blazers don't get the rebound. And they had Wallace, Stoudemire, and Sabonis to get the ball. And the Lakers come back.
Charlie just set out. He was up and flailing. Bill would have had that rebound. I can tell you that right now. 10 seconds to shoot. Van Exel missing. Sabonis fouled as Campbell goes over his back. Legendary Bill Chunley. We wish him great success and a lot of happiness in his retirement. I think we got. Here's a good replay. How about this one?
Shaquille O'Neal is sitting down now, getting a good.
That's passion.
That's a lot of passion.
Love those Blazers. He was the man who coined Rip City back when Bill Walton was leading his team to a world championship in 1977.
Walt Williams making a nice little cut around the low block. Gets into the lane, gets to the free throw line.
Kobe Bryant's first personal foul. Updating you on the game here. 13-point Laker lead. 10:41 to go in the game. Lakers hoping to close out Portland with a win here tonight and avoid a Game 5 in Los Angeles.
Very important for the Lakers to do that, mainly because they want to get a little rest going into the next series if they can handle all of these things.
First 2 points of the night for Walt Williams, as we told you before. He had 17 points and was a leader off the bench in game number 3, but not so tonight. Robert Horry early in this ball game played him so very well, and Kobe Bryant's been doing a decent job on him since then. 78-67, 11-point Laker lead.
Well, the Lakers know that they came in and watched the game film. They have to put a stop on Williams getting off the bench, getting 17. That couldn't happen tonight. The Lakers were going to win.
How about that move from Kobe Bryant? He's starting to feel it and look like the Bryant who was the mid-season all-star, who a lot of people, including me, thought was probably a lockdown for Sixth Man of the Year award, but slumped in the second half, and Danny Manning won that award. By the way, most improved player was announced today in the NBA. Alan Henderson of the Atlanta Hawks.
Wow, that was a little bit of a shock. Kobe Bryant, you know, always being able to get moves and do things. The one thing about Kobe, he's going to give you a little something, something on every offensive play he can.
Check the team foul situation here. 3 for the Lakers, none for Portland. Field goal percentage, Portland only 36%. 2 successive fouls against the Lakers now. How about this? The Los Angeles Lakers are shooting 50% plus. This year they have not lost. Of course, I think if you took a look around the NBA, teams that shoot better than 50 almost always win.
And usually teams that keep other teams under 100 usually win also.
D, I hear a rumor that a very talented young female broadcaster got her start working in like carrying a microphone around here in the Portland area.
Bob, that is not a rumor. That is actually fact.
Actually, you actually did that, huh, Dee?
I did indeed. I brought all the sounds from the court to that Paramount Theater.
I always said you're blue collar. Bring your lunch pail. Way to go.
Working hard.
Second foul in the first period, and after that, the Lakers built a approximate 13-point lead. There have been some seesaw go on that time, but primarily they've stayed out in front. You see, Seattle beat Minnesota. That takes that series to Game 5 on Saturday. The winner of this series will meet the winner of that. Kobe Bryant missing. Rebound, Brian Grant. He has 10. Brian Grant scored 12 points and had 9 to 10 rebounds a game during the regular season. Stoudemire fouled hard.
That was a little bit of a late call. The referee had to make a decision there. He's going to have to call jump ball or foul.
Well, he got hit pretty hard.
Well, blazing speed, but look at this. He decided at the last minute that he couldn't shoot the ball over Corey Blunt, and you make that call.
Well, it was I think a good swipe at it. But Corey got him down below, I think. What do you think?
Well, I actually thought that Nick Van Exel hit all ball, and Stoudemire came down with it. Should have been a jump ball.
Oh, I see. Before that foul was
called. Before the foul.
That's way too complicated. Just not going to get that call. By the way, while Stoudemire shoots the free throws, a reminder to stick around after the game for Inside the NBA with Vince Cellini. Tonight, Vince is joined by Golden State head coach P.J. Carlissimo. They'll get you caught up on all the scores and highlights. Plus, they look ahead to Game 4 of that Utah-Houston series on TNT tomorrow night at 9:30. It'll be the second of our doubleheader tomorrow night. Charlotte-Atlanta in Game 4 will open up on TNT. Charlotte leading that series 2-1, but the Hawks blew them out in game number 3. Stoudemire's first personal foul. It's down to a 10-point game here with 8:59 to go. The Lakers can't pack up and leave the hotel like they did on Game 3 and have to go check back in. How about that one for a tough night?
Well, a lot of people were talking about they shouldn't have did that, but I tell you what, if you don't pack up and leave like you're going to win, what are you saying also?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think you have to. You usually do that.
Psychologically, you have to.
8:42 to go in the game. Lakers back by 12, but Portland shooting the penalty. Portland's committed only one team foul in this period. Sabonis tried to pass it inside to Brian Grant. Laker ball. Arvydas Sabonis has 15 points tonight, 7 rebounds. He's carrying 4 fouls. He's only 6 of 15 from the floor, however. Van Exel's played a lot of minutes here tonight. 26 out of a possible 36. Rick Fox, from the very beginning of this ball game, Rick Fox has had the mid-range jumper going. He's got 16.
And the Lakers showing some very good ball movement on that play. You got to have a guy that can hit that 17-footer.
Stoudemire with 7 on the shot clock. Brian Grant with his 11th board. Another offensive board. I think that was his 5th offensive board, but he missed the putback. And Portland's done that many times tonight.
The Lakers really doing a good job of clock management, running deliberate plays. 2 times in a row, they go pick and roll. Then, of course, it looked to me as if they were going for that weak side, strong side pick with Shaq on the post.
Got a foul against Walt Williams, his 4th personal. That's only the 2nd team foul against Portland. So LA will inbound on the sideline, leading by 14. 7:35 to go in the ball game.
Lakers doing a much better job tonight at mixing their offense up, getting everybody involved.
Walt Williams playing Rick Fox. Pick and roll here. Or at least they gave that look. Fox got in trouble, just threw it up for grabs, and Stoudemire takes it all the way. And then he misses the layup.
But he missed the layup because that was very good defense by Nick Van Exel.
Yeah, Van Exel's played well tonight, all on both sides. Oh, and Kobe Bryant. 6-0 run, Lakers last 2 minutes.
Shamana.
Kobe with 13 points tonight, 4 in the quarter. 6:50 to go in the ball game. 10 on the shot clock. Walt Williams finding a way to score as he goes down and draws the foul, so he will get a 3-point opportunity.
When you want to see something, Kobe showing you how high he can go and just,
Is that what he said?
That's exactly what he says. Worth a second look. Kobe showing you way up there.
The NBA.
And Walt Williams blew the opportunity for a 3-point conversion. Lakers by 14 with 6:37 to go. Tonight, the Trailblazers lose, they go home. Shaquille O'Neal with the drive and the easy lay-in. I'd say if Arvydas wants to go ahead and use those final 2 fouls, it might be time.
Certainly not going to hurt.
He can't take him with him on summer vacation.
No.
Posting up Walt Williams.
But he can say, I laid him out before I left town.
Good pass from Stoudemire. O'Neal got over a little late on Brian Grant, committed the foul. And Shaquille now with 3.
The Lakers have been very tough tonight, allowing Portland Trailblazers in the 4th period of Game 3. Stoudemire getting down the lane, making all kinds of things happen. Tonight, a concerted effort to plug the middle up. Shaq has been huge down there defensively. And, of course, the rest of the Lakers adding help, getting their hands on balls. Robert Horry, Corey Blunt, all big underneath, blocking shots, changing shots, making things happen. And then, Bob, when you look at this, the Lakers playing a total game tonight. 4 players have 4 assists, and Kobe Bryant have 3 for 23 assists in this game.
6:02 to go. 14-point Laker lead. Lakers hold on to this lead. They advance to play to the winner of the Seattle-Minnesota series. Seattle even that series at 2 apiece with their win tonight. Game 5 will be on Saturday at Seattle. Lakers, if they hold on for the win, will head back to Los Angeles and will have an opportunity to get a little bit of rest in before they have to take on the winner of the series. And, of course, Seattle will be heavily favored once it gets back to Seattle.
Oh, that's nice.
Look at Shaquille.
7 feet, 300 pounds, going baseline and using the reverse. Big fella has some balance.
29 tonight for Shaquille. He's averaging 28-3 in this series. Keep going to Brian Grant. And that's been the story of Portland all night long, not finishing when they've been around the hoop. Shaquille, we talked about, is 29. He's 12 of 16 from the floor, has 4 blocks and 5 assists tonight, and 15 rebounds. 1 shot clock to 5. Bryant. Oh, yes.
All night long, the Blazers have allowed the middle to be wide open. The Lakers, one of the best in the West and in the NBA, taking it off the dribble, exploiting some poor defense by the Blazers. Kobe right down the middle. You see 3 Blazers in the middle, and what do? They let him lay it up.
Olay!
They got the clappers out.
Bryant has hit 7 of his last 9
It is
pounds.
Shaq, you watch right there. Sabonis coming out. Let it go, guys. Not thinking about closing out Shaq, putting it on the floor at 315 pounds. Look at him use his quickness to reverse that layup. Right here again, doesn't even hesitate, big fella. Show it to me again.
Shaquille O'Neal. You know, the story of this game, in addition to the fact that Shaquille, and we almost take it for granted, his 29 and 15 boards, like so many of the great players. Portland's had droughts. They didn't score but 1 point over 5 minutes and 53 seconds in the first quarter. They only scored 1 field goal over 5:24 in the second. Only 3 points over 5:10 in the third. And now here in the fourth, 1 field goal in the last 4.5 minutes. 4 long scoring droughts for Portland. If you look at it that way, it's interesting they're down only, I was going to say 18. It's 20. It's good night, Irene. 4:15 to go in the ball game. And Isaiah comes up limping. Well, he'll maybe cramping. And probably. He'll have a lot of time for that to heal.
Yeah, yeah. And the Lakers now just putting on a highlight film.
The Blazers have been eliminated the last 5 times they've been in the playoffs. 5 straight times in the first round. They're about to be eliminated thusly again this year.
But of course, put on a nice effort. Had the Lakers in an opportunity in Game 1 in Los Angeles to win it. Didn't come up with it. Lakers blew them out in Game 2. And then, of course, Portland coming back with a vengeance in Game 3.
Paul Allen, Dave Wittsitz, owner and president of the clubs.
And, of course, the Lakers at this juncture in the game, they like Showtime. And, of course, Mr. Showtime for the Lakers, Kobe Bryant. He's got so many moves.
By the way, the Lakers are in almost identically the same place they were last year. They got ahead 2-0, lost Game 3 to Portland, went ahead and won, then went into the second round and lost 4-1 to Utah. This year, however, the Lakers are going to be playing probably a somewhat tired, at least early in that series, Seattle or Minnesota. They'll play Game 5 on Saturday. So the Lakers' hopes to win a NBA championship are still very much alive. 22nd timeout. Rick Fox came out early and was a very consistent player tonight, even though he finished up with Houston series. And they'll update you on all the information, highlights, and video of the big fight at Madison Square Garden tonight. The fight between Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson, and the man who got trampled in there like the running of the Bulls, Jeff Van Gundy. They'll have an update on what's going to happen, possible suspensions for game number 5 of that series.
And Bob, I think Jeff Van Gundy getting involved in that fight the way he did is as rude and out of line as those 2 players at this juncture in the playoff getting into a fight. That was just disgusting.
He ran out on the floor and tried to restrain. Alonzo Mourning fell down, and never is violence in the NBA funny, but it was almost comical, cartoon-like in the way that Jeff Van Gundy fell down and was holding onto the leg of Alonzo Mourning and in danger of being trampled literally.
And that's what's really something. I tell you what, those 2 players are going to be suspended for the game back in Miami.
Punches.
And I tell you what, Jeff Van Gundy should be suspended also for getting involved in that.
That would be a historic first.
Well, I'm telling you, coaches, he can't get involved in a skirmish like that.
Shaquille O'Neal with the 2-handed throwdown. 3:10 to go. Shaq 13 of 17 has 31 in this game tonight. Eddie Jones kept it alive, but Stoudemire with the pull-up from 13 feet. A mini run here by Portland, but it's way too little too late. 96-81, Lakers by 15, and the foul with 2:50 to go in the ball game. The Lakers really, they're going to get a little time to rest, but the way that series between Seattle and Minnesota is gone, they don't really know who to look for. Even though Seattle's got the home court, they're going to have to prepare for both teams.
They have to prepare for both teams, but the Lakers have had success against both these teams. To me, with the Lakers' talent and the way they play in the middle, the Lakers have to think about Lakers playing well. It doesn't matter who they're playing against because the Lakers are a tempo-controlling team, and if they control the tempo and take care of their business, there are very few teams that can beat them. Your Lakers usually beat themselves by not hitting perimeter shots and missing big-time free throws.
Kobe Bryant just hit that last bucket, has 10 of the quarter, 19 in this game. Kobe coming into the game was only 7 of 22 and averaging less than 8 points a game. Let's talk about the Lakers versus Seattle or Minnesota. First of all, let's check on what happened head-to-head. Sonics won the series this year, 3-1.
Well, you know, when you talk about the Sonics, you always got to talk about Gary Payton, and his will on the floor has been a real problem for the Los Angeles Lakers. You think that the fact that the Sonics don't have any great size, that they can take advantage of that. The Lakers have not been able to do that.
And the head-to-head you just saw to Minnesota, who could very well be the team they play also, as that series is tied at 2, and the Lakers won that series 4-0.
Well, the Minnesota, they don't have an answer to Shaq or the Lakers' big men down low. The Lakers are allowed to do a lot of things, but I guess when you look at it, they're very hungry and they're playing some good basketball. Seattle thought that Minnesota didn't have much of a chance either.
Derek Fisher, Ori, Shaquille, to the expensive baseline seats with 10 on the shot clock, minute 57 to go in this ball game. And the Portland Trailblazers season is going to come to an end. The Los Angeles Lakers, who thought they could get a sweep and get home. Sometimes I think had they gotten the sweep and had gone home to rest as long as they were going to have an off time, sometimes that'll get a team a little rusty in the playoffs.
It depends, but a lot of times what happens, you get a chance to tune up what you weren't doing right. At this time of the year, toward the end of the season, teams don't get much practice time, so that is really valuable anytime, playoff or not.
It was Rasheed Wallace, who's just had a horrific night shooting the ball tonight, except when he's been outside the arc. He has 3, make it 2 triples in the ball game. Minute 34 to go in the season for the Portland Trailblazers.
I tell you what intrigues me most about if the Lakers end up playing Minnesota, what you're going to see out on the floor is the future of the NBA. You got Garnett and Marbury, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, just tremendous young talent on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, that could be exciting.
Could be very exciting.
The Seattle Supersonics have a lot to say about that yet. And the big story of that series is, in my opinion, is how interested the Sonics team, the players, will be. If they are focused at home, the Sonics will beat Minnesota in Game 5, in my view. Shaq's going to sit down. 31 points tonight for the big fella. 15 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks. He was 13 out of 17 from the floor.
For 3 years, you know, so we're gonna have a chance to learn together, grow together, and you know we have the ability to beat anybody right now. We hope we can put it all together.
Mike Dunleavy hit it right on the head, but they really showed a lot of heart in Game 3. They could have folded up and went on vacation, but they came out and gave the Portland fans something to cheer about. This team does have a very bright future.
Los Angeles Lakers started this game shooting only 1 for 4. Portland got out to a 12-4 lead. Then they trailed 6-2 when they were 1 for 4. But then LA hit their next 3 shots. This is in the very first quarter. They have been shooting 55% field goal percentage since then.
Well, the smart thing that LA did from an offensive standpoint tonight was they mixed their offense up. A lot of guys got involved. I thought Nick came in and controlled the game very well. Kobe got into his game. And, of course, they need that perimeter shooting, and Rick Fox gave them some of that early in the game.
By the way, we've been talking about all the Western Conference playoffs in the East and big brawl and the fact that it's 2-2 at Miami and New York. Indiana eliminated Cleveland. And so Indiana will move into play in the second round versus the winner of the Miami-New York series. Chicago, of course, resting and waiting for the winner of the Charlotte-Atlanta series. And that Charlotte-Atlanta game is going to be on TNT tomorrow night at 8 Eastern time. Charlotte leading in the series 2-1. And then that second game of that doubleheader, Houston and Utah.
And Bob, Vince and PJ will clean all of that up on Inside the NBA for you.
They'll explain that.
They'll put it in English.
I did the best I could. I'm speaking playoff talk here. Arvydas Sabonis, 34-year-old third-year player in the league. Let's talk a little bit about Arvydas Sabonis. As we talk about the youth on the team, he's one who is not. Of course, his ankle and leg injuries are famous from the time he played for the Soviet Union. How much basketball is left in him in your view, Reggie?
I tell you what, he looks like he's really struggling to get around out on the floor, but he's got a big body, and teams always need that big body. As long as he can continue to at least get the numbers that he got this year, he can play a couple more years, but I wouldn't see him playing much more than 2.
Damon Stoudemire just hit his 4th three-pointer of the game to make it a 9-point Laker lead, but there's only 59.7 seconds, and the Trailblazers got a quick foul to stop the clock. Damon Stoudemire, speaking of the future of this team, Damon, of course, came in the trade, only played 22 games for the Portland Trailblazers, but he has brought a lot of point guard spot.
Big time. He is a nice player to sit and watch. They call him Mighty Mouse, and he can just flat get it done. He's got the heart of a giant, and out on the floor, he can make so many things happen. He is a floor general.
Saw Isaiah Ryder running back down the court. He had gone down to talk to the Lakers. I'm sure he was wishing them well.
Trying to get back some face that he lost for talking so much trash.
Yeah, was he talking to Eddie Jones?
Well, you know, Isaiah's a competitor.
Yeah.
And he was basically trying to make it personal so that he could rise to the occasion. The problem with that is when you talk trash and you can't win, you're still going to look bad no matter what. And he's had some good numbers against Eddie Jones all in this whole series.
Rasheed Wallace hit the 3. It's now a 7-point Laker game. The Lakers really relaxed. They had that big lead. At one point, it got all the way up to 20 and really relaxed with just a couple of minutes, minute and a half left. But they didn't count on the threes coming from Stoudemire, and then Rasheed Wallace, who just hit his 3rd 3 of the night. We talked about Rasheed missing from point-blank range early in the ball game, most of the ball game, but he found a comfort zone out there beyond the arc. So now it's a 7-point game, but Eddie Jones steps to the free throw line. And Eddie Jones, Reggie, is developing a reputation, deserve it or not, of being a player who really dips his game come playoff times. And that's happened the last couple of games. He has only 3 points here tonight.
Well, Eddie being a slasher, being someone that's very much a team player.
Of Alonzo Mourning after the punches were thrown between Mourning and Larry Johnson, keeping in mind what P.J. Carlesimo has gone through this year.
Yeah, I'm not going to even make another comment because I guess you know how I feel.
You've been very direct and candid about it. Be interesting to hear what P.J. has to say about that. He'll be with Vince, and I doubt if we'll know anything yet about suspensions, but I'll be shocked if Larry Johnson and Alonzo don't get suspended. They were definitely throwing punches at each other. They were very clear. More punches than I saw Mike Tyson throw in his last fight. There's another 3. Hold it. 32 seconds left, and now it's a 6-point Laker lead. Nothing comes easy. Timeout, Los Angeles, and the remaining faithful, and I'm talking about the ones who really are faithful in Portland to this basketball team, are enthused. Let's take a timeout. 6-point Lakers lead with 32 seconds remaining.
Hornets Hawks tomorrow night at 7.
Do in college? Well, something like this might happen. 5 threes in the last 2:53 as Portland has hit this and gotten back in the game with 30 seconds left.
And Bob, 3 three-pointers in the last 28 seconds. That's huge. The Lakers relaxed a little bit, and of course, we said earlier, you're never out of the game in the NBA as long as you got guys that can shoot the ball. Bob, what's my own saying? It's easier to coach shooters.
You told me today there are 3 fundamental principles in the NBA. Shoot the ball, and I think third was shoot the ball.
That's right.
Was that what you said?
It's very important. The only time it's necessary, you got to be able to play defense at certain points of the game, and that's when it becomes important.
Clock down to 28-7. Joey Crawford with a foul call against Rasheed Wallace. And you notice a distinct difference in the Laker lineup down the stretch. They got Van Exel and Kobe Bryant. They were on the bench last night. Van Exel goes to the line. He's 2 for 3 from free throws. Now the Lakers still not shooting very well. They've missed 9 free throws out of 26 tonight. And that is something that will clearly haunt the Lakers as they try to win an NBA title. They shot 68% for the regular season, but coming into tonight's game, they were shooting only 65% against Portland, 54% in game number 3. That definitely contributed to their loss. You see 3 teams, the worst NBA title teams, free throw percentages. Philadelphia, Washington Lakers, and the 97-98 Lakers, if they were to go ahead and win a title, would be the worst free throw shooting team in the history of the league to ever win an NBA championship. Doesn't happen often.
No excuse for you. And you see the distance in between those championships.
Stoudemire with his lean-in 3 attempt. Here's Walt Williams. You know he can shoot him. Not this time. And Stoudemire fouls Robert Horry with 14.5. It's an 8-point lead, and the ball game's over. But Portland did make a valiant little run there, hitting those 5 threes just under 3 minutes of time. But now the Los Angeles Lakers have only to play out 14.5 seconds before they'll go back to Los Angeles, and as Reggie said, tune up some of the things that have gone wrong, particularly out of game 3, and then await the winner of the Seattle-Minnesota series. And that series will be decided when those two play in Seattle on Saturday.
Bob, the biggest thing in the tune-up situation is the Lakers have to tune their game up. There's only subtle adjustments that a team does against another team in game 1. You make big adjustments in game 2 because you have to come out really and establish your game first.
Kobe Bryant has really brought his game tonight. Scored 20 points and came alive off the bench, as did Nick Van Exel. Here's the free throws of the Lakers. They're actually shooting them better tonight than they have all season long, but just barely.
Kobe's got the potential, obviously, to be one of the best, but he's got to have games like this in the meat of the game. This was a pretty wide open game for Kobe to come out and get things done, something that really probably should help his confidence. But before he becomes a great player, he's going to have games like this when it's a half-court, grind it out, beat him up type of ball game.
5.7 seconds to go. Lakers inbounding the ball to Kobe Bryant. Stoudemire fouls him with 4.8. So Kobe will be able to add to his point total. He's back in Utah. Look out.
Anything can happen. And remember, Houston Rockets went into Utah a couple of years back and took it away from them.
110-99. The Los Angeles Lakers have eliminated the Portland Trailblazers, and the Lakers will move on to round 2 to play the winner of the Seattle-Minnesota series tonight. The story of the game, if you want to use statistics, LA shot 58%, held Portland to 38% shooting, and we said at the beginning of the ball game, you said that the bench would have to come. Nick Van Exel would have to play big, and Kobe Bryant would have to play big. And this is the last broadcast in the legendary career of Bill Schonely, the Portland radio play-by-play broadcaster.
99. So,
and
the season is over.
I think D. Lynam has those 2 bench players, as we called them, Van Exel and Kobe Bryant. D.
Bob, I do indeed. And Nick, I'm going to start with you because you expressed displeasure after game 3 about not being in the game. You certainly were tonight. What was your difference in your mindset coming in?
Well, I didn't get much sleep the past couple of days, and when I'm like that, I'm just so anxious and hyper to get back out here to play. Tonight, I said I'm going to come out and I'm going to run 130%, whether it's offensively, defensively. I wanted to get us in a groove where we were attacking all the time, and we came out and we attacked and we never let up.
Kobe, similar thing for you. Game 3, you had minimal minutes, and your offense was 4 points. Tonight, 20 points. You got to the basket. You made jumpers. What was the difference for you?
I just had to be a little bit more aggressive. The first couple of games, I was very passive, kind of laying back and letting the game come to me a little too much. But we really had to do what got us to this point. That's being aggressive, everybody.
What did you learn in this series that you'll take into the second round, regardless of who you play?
Well, you have to rebound the basketball. You have to work hard. You have to hustle for 48 minutes because in the past game, they really just out-hustled us and out-worked us, and you can't allow that to happen in the playoffs.
Nick, there's an interesting Game 5 on Saturday between Seattle and Minnesota. I gather you'll be watching, and do you have a preference?
We don't have a preference, but we don't have a preference. We're just going to get our rest and be ready for whoever comes our way, or we have to go somebody else's way. We're just going to be ready for them.
Congratulations tonight. The Lakers are going back. They will await their second-round opponent, either be Seattle or Minnesota. Bob, Reggie?
Thanks, D. The bench points tonight, you looked at the two primary contributors there. Los Angeles 48-15 over Portland off the bench, but Shaq led the way. 31 points, 15 boards, 4 blocks, 5 assists. And the last game in the storied career of Bill Schonely, Portland's radio broadcaster, here tonight. Back to wrap it up in a minute. By the Lakers, 110-99. So for Reggie Theus, D. Lynam, this is Bob Neal saying so long from the Rose Garden in Portland with a final score: Lakers 110, Blazers 99. And now let's go directly to our Atlanta studios, Vince Cellini and PJ Carlesimo.
Thank you very much, Bob Neal. Inside the NBA is on the way. 4 big game 4s. PJ and I will talk about all 4 of them in that huge brawl in Madison Square Garden with the Knicks and the Heat. Keep it right here. Inside is next.
When one